this is like heavily needed for all the items that are already created out there and do not support our um, royalty interface. This contract is quite advanced. It allows you to set up everything only once to make sure that nobody would, I don't know, make it 1% at first and then 100% in a while. We also support setting up royalties for on the collection level, on the item level, and uh, you can also provide another contract that you've written that will answer this royalty fees for an item level. So we can outsource this to your own contract, and also we are caching these responses. So if that contract answered that it's 1% at least once, then we cache that for a while. So that was pretty technical. We support all of that on the exchange contract, timed auctions, bundles, external payments with fiat, on-chain order book is our like next priorities, as well as layer 2 EVM support. So we've got some momentum on development on the protocol side. That's exciting, and I'm happy to work with all of you guys to support this. On the marketplace side, yeah, just a sec. We released email notifications just today, so that I don't know, that should update the retention heavily. Just now, you can receive email notifications about all your drops, about all your bids, about all your sales, as well as we are continue to add email notifications for the drops of the other authors that you subscribe to, and like much more of that actually. We also like heavily revamped our search system. You can now you can just try it out on our Rarible website. You can search by user, by collection, and by token. You can say, like, you can start. It has suggestion. It supports fuzzy search, and all of that would be part of the protocol at some point down the road. So this is updates on our end. Thank you, guys, for being here with us today.
Wow, that's exciting. There's so much there. That's pretty cool.
Huge.
We might have like a chance for like really quick questions, like 1 or 2 questions anybody has. Maybe we can just open the floor here before we jump into proposals.
Yeah, so which L2 solutions are you looking at, Alex? Are you looking at Optimism or ZK rollups, or what's the deal there?
Okay, so I can have a long answer and short answer. I'll try to keep it short. We're looking at EVM compatible layer 2s because we don't want to spend time to rewrite our smart contracts. We have a lot of development on the smart contract level. It would be just insane for us to rewrite every feature of those. And actually, Optimism wouldn't really be suitable for NFTs because they have 2 weeks withdrawal period, and it only works. So you can shorten that, but only for liquid assets. So it's almost a dead end for NFTs. ZK rollups are not yet live in wide. So Starkware and Stark, I think the main thing that we're waiting for on ZK rollups is interoperability, so that several projects can interact with the same ZK rollup. And this is not live yet on Starkware. It would be live with Starknet. And the other ZK sync solution is not live yet at all. So yeah, that's the outline here.
Any other questions? One more. All right, cool. We'll move on. So in terms of the agenda today, first thing is just we're going to go over some of the proposals in Snapshot, just to make sure everybody's aware of what's happening there. And then there's quite a few proposals that have been posted. So there's 3 proposals right now in the governance forum. So we can go over those briefly and give the proposers that are on this call just a chance to give us a brief update. And then there's other proposal ideas that are in the pipeline and some people there to share those. So we'll just run through that quickly. So just first up with the snapshot. So this is a link. Oh, no, that's not the link. Second. Let me just paste this in the chat. So this is a link to the snapshot proposals for those who aren't aware yet. So the core tab is the only tab that we're really looking at for governance proposals. The main tab, there's just too much spam right now. So there's a bit of permission requirements there. So the three proposals, or there's four proposals that have some news. So RR-2 phase 1 was passed. That was like the kickstarting the 25% going to the community. So starting on Monday, which is Monday or Tuesday, that's when we issue out the Rarible rewards. We're going to start directing some of that to Gnosis Safe starting next week. So that's super exciting for this community and for everyone here. So congrats, really great. Second thing, re-NFT, the NFT rental protocol proposal was passed just yesterday. So that's pretty awesome. We're looking forward to integrating that functionality into the protocol. My Musée is a proposal that was just submitted, and then Mystery Drop as well. So both of those are projects that were talked about in the previous week. So we won't go into that right now, but I would encourage everyone to look at the forum posts, leave comments in the forum, vote on the proposal if you have some Rari tokens. Hopefully everyone does. Right, so that's those proposals. So moving on to proposals posted in the forum. So there's three of them that we're going to talk about today. So the first we're going to talk about is this proposal here, Brain Trust DAO. I believe Rolf is here. Rolf, do you want to give a little bit of kind of a information to everyone what this is about and kind of why you think this is important? You got like five minutes plus short Q&A.
5 minutes. All right.
5, 10 minutes, whatever. Flexible.
10 minutes. No, I'll try to be short. So the idea of Brain Trust DAO, it's basically a bunch of guys out of the Metacartel community that came together. Some of us are in Metacartel Ventures DAO, also known as MCV. We basically are a community of builders investing in builders. I don't think I have to go into too much detail. I think most people here are likely to know. And so we look at lots of projects all day long. We get lots of submissions, lots of desks. We invested in a whole bunch of projects, including Rarible. We own 75,000 Rari, proudly so. And we were thinking if it would be useful for some of us to actively evaluate some of the projects that want to integrate into the Rarible ecosystem. And so given that, I think most people in the Rarible ecosystem are creatives rather than people who allocate capital on a daily basis or who spend their time thinking about that, we would love to kind of contribute to the Rarible ecosystem success by actively evaluating new projects that come in order to decide whether or not to allocate Rari to them. That's kind of the high level idea. Brain Trust DAO, if you have a better name idea, please let us know. We had a couple, actually 3 different DAOs that all had the idea of, they have a huge treasury basically now, and they're wondering, how do we deploy that treasury efficiently? And we see ourselves as just one kind of stakeholder that can hopefully increase the efficiency of that capital deployment. Yeah, everything else is in the proposal. We're thinking like 8,000 for a monthly retainer, right? And do it for a month, and you guys, the ecosystem be a judge of whether that's useful or not, and then continue like that.
I would love to hear thoughts from the community on this, because it's kind of a different concept, but I know Rolf personally from and also Ben actually, who's on this call here, from Metacartel Ventures, and I thought it was a great idea, and I think the Rari token holder distribution is heavily weighted towards contributors. So I thought it could be a valuable service to add, but curious to know what people think in this call. Yeah, Christy, I think you can unmute yourself.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, I'm Christy Joy. I'm kind of new to this whole thing, so bear with me, but I do have an idea, and it kind of goes along, I guess, with what you guys are talking about. So I'm a retired actress in Hollywood. Like I have stuff that I've done over there, and now I'm doing art here. And I'm new to this, I've been making art, and I'm new to this whole encryption art stuff, but it's super fun. And so the idea that I have is, like, in acting in Hollywood, there's agents, but are there agents here? And if not, like, maybe that's something to look into, where there's people who are, really tapped into the whole marketplace and really tapped into the technology. Maybe I'm just saying this because I'm so naive, but I don't know. But I thought it might be cool to have, like, an agent who has, like, art clients in the Raribles or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just an idea, and I don't know if that's applicable or a good idea or not, but I just figured I'd throw it out there.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. There's actually a proposal in the governance forum around something very similar to that. So you can DM me on Telegram. Here, I'll just give you my username here, and I can connect you after this.
Telegram, what's that? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's an app.
Okay,
you'll be able to find it.
Okay, I'll download that. Thank you.
Yeah, or on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle too.
Twitter, okay.
All right. So just back to yes, Alex.
So on I think on this DAO Trust DAO proposal, it's extremely great that you guys are willing to contribute. I'm excited to work with you and hear your contributions. I think one important point of all of that I wanted to highlight is we kind of need to come up with the legal vetting system. I think when we start talking about capital deployments, which can be deemed as, I don't know, potential as investments or something like that, we need a legal counsel on that. And I'm really curious about what they think can be the way to implement that legal counsel in the proposal, in all this process.
That's probably a pretty deep topic. I've actually been thinking about this a little bit. I mean, we can chat about this offline. But yeah, I don't know if anyone has any like legal insights. Matt, were you going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say international law, it's the international community. So Alex, I mean, you're absolutely correct. I mean, it's very layered, but someone has to be a first mover in the commercial application of the value that's here. It's going to be painful and it might be even be costly, but I'm all in on what you're trying to be able to do, Rolf. This is the future of, making this largely more adopted.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to start this conversation and to highlight that this is important, and we should not forget about that. The MCV has a specific legal setup, and we just need to make sure that we are safe on that side.
Just as one to add that, yeah, I think it's secondary to the proposal, but I agree that it's like necessary, right? So I mean, I don't want to hijack this, but MCV has been going through similar questions, and we're currently exploring a whole bunch of legal stuff. So, I will definitely cross-pollinate. We will definitely cross-pollinate any knowledge. I mean, that's what this is all about, to me at least.
So I have one question, I guess, necessarily about the proposal. As somebody that claims they have like 75,000 Rari, when the majority of like these snapshots don't even reach that number of votes, would you be able to, if it doesn't go up to your standards, just be able to like swing the vote the opposite direction if you don't approve of it?
Oh, of course, and we will. No, no, we will not. So I can guarantee that we will not.
Good question.
Also, that's why the Brain Trust DAO is separate from MCV. We have disclosed that we're part of MCV, and that's it would be a major blow to the reputation of MCV and all the people involved. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, I can guarantee that. In other words, we will not vote on our own stuff. That's maybe the clean way. I should have added that. That's a good point.
All right, great. Thanks, Rolf. All right, so up next, I think Matt is going to be talking from a project called Rodeo. I'll just share the proposal here. Matt, you here? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, sure am.
Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Okay.
Floor is yours.
What's that? Sorry.
Floor is yours.
Okay, wonderful. Hi, group. Good to see you all. I see one familiar face, which is Sean, out there in the audience. It's been a long time since I have chatted with him, but thank you, Eric, for inviting us to chat about this. So Rodeo was a project that was built out of the ETH Global NFT Hackathon. And it was born out of my own desire as someone who was collecting NFTs and creating NFTs to put some up on a website. I bought mg.gallery and I'm like, I am gung-ho and ready to get my NFTs on a website. And then I found out that there's like really not a good way to do that. And I was like starting to spin up a blog, and then I was going to like add posts for each NFT. It was just insane. And I'm like, well, all the data's out there. This should be a whole lot easier to do. And at that time, you had Showtime launching and Lazy launching and a lot of these centralized social networking-esque services that were coming up. But, and that's all awesome, and they should exist and they will exist. And there's all kinds of great features that can be built on top of those things. But I couldn't shake the feeling that as an individual who was creating, who was collecting, I want to showcase these things on my site, on a domain that I own, on in my theme, in my personality, in my style. And so we were inspired to build something very similar to Ghost, the CMS, down to its like architecture and structure and use of handlebars for theming and all of those kinds of things. So we went super deep into their documentation, into the way that they do theming, all of that stuff, and just basically copied it one-to-one into a NFT mindset. And so what Rodeo very simply is it is a way to create a static website that has assets that are displayed on it very simply. Right now, it is a command line interface tool. So you use, our command is npx giddyup, and that will fire up the local server. It will get everything started. You plug in a wallet address, and it will start to grab all of the assets. Right now, using the OpenSea API, I would like to expand that into other arenas as well. So we're kind of grabbing everything that would be possible. It packages all that up into a JSON file, and then it renders the site. Right now, there's only one theme, but we built it so that it could be themable, so you can make anything you want. And then the actual code behind it is really simple. To be clear, I was the one that wrote the front end. Last time I wrote CSS and HTML was about 12 years ago, but was able to write a theme in this sort of method in the time that it took us to do the whole hackathon. So about 4 hours was the amount of time it took for me to design and build the theme. So we just think that creators, collectors, curators should have the opportunity to build their own website, to have their own space, especially if we could turn that into a storefront for any of these folks. You can imagine WordPress blogs, WordPress sites, Ghost sites, they all have Shopify integration that you can layer on top of that to have your own place. So where we would like to go with this thing next is like, we built the whole thing with the mindset that we were going to go past this weekend or that weekend. We were pretty, spent a lot of time on architecture, on documentation. All the docs are already available on the website. We've listed it all on the website or on the forum. Where we want to go is this. specifically with Rarible, I'm interested in the idea that we can add storefront functionality to it. I think that would be really cool to be able to just have a website that is mine on my domain, pulling down my NFTs, and I can add a purchase button right then and there to kind of capture that whole experience on site. We are in a place where we need to do a bit of work to kind of get it bug tested and ready to go for wider use. But right after that would be a admin UI that would mean that anybody that can at least launch the service would be able to have a cleaner and easier experience. We want to get multiple wallets in there. And lastly, I can definitely see a place where you can launch a hosted service. I mean, we're literally just spinning up a individual static site. A hosted service would mean that you might be able to get periodic like pulls or even set up WebSockets so that when anything in your wallet changes hands or whatever, that it would automatically refresh the site. I mean, the sites are lightning fast too, I should be clear. It is a really cool experience, really fun to work with and use. So that was a very casual pitch, but that is what we are, that is what we're doing.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I'm super excited about Rodeo. I could definitely imagine, like, people have been talking about, like, what about like curated NFT marketplaces and stuff like that? I mean, people in this group could just create a very curated version of Rarible very easily, or different niches, gaming, and all this stuff. So it could be very interesting to have this functionality and see the marketplace ecosystem start flourishing. So very exciting.
I also see a couple comments in there from people saying like it would be great to put it on Sapple domain. It already publishes to IPFS, already publishes and one-click deploy to Netlify. AWS would be trivial to add, Cloudflare trivial to add. All those kinds of things would be, it's all extensible.
Hey, Matt, do any other marketplaces do this currently?
As far as themability and things like that, no. We have seen, you can get well, I'll share with you my experience. I went to every single marketplace and I reserved my namespace on every single marketplace.
I did the same thing.
The ones that allowed me to get MG, and then otherwise I got MG underscore, and then otherwise I got Galligan. And so it's like, I'm already bifurcating who I am. And then because of the way that some of these marketplaces already operate and how I'm like under their contract sometimes and all this stuff, as an artist or somebody that's actually minting things, just telling somebody where my thing is being sold is kind of nuts. And I think that having a home that somebody could just say, oh, hey, just go to mg.gallery and it's all there. And no matter what I've got for sale on whatever platform, you can reach it. Or you can check out the things that I've collected regardless of where I've bought it. I just think there's some opportunity there. But yes, some marketplaces do have profiles. Some are good, some are less than stellar. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Matt. So if anyone has comments or thoughts, post in the forum. Matt's also in the Discord, so feel free to reach out. We're also, I think it would be great to have projects that want to build their own marketplaces working with Rodeo, because they could provide the tooling to really speed that process up. So it could be really cool. All right. Yes, Alex. And
awesome stuff. Just a couple of notes. Not much of a questions, but I just wanted to remind that Rarible indexing API is able to give you all the NFTs out there, just in case you didn't like stumble upon this fact. And one more thing that I have in mind is we support a Rarible protocol supports front-end fees. So and that actually is quite extensible. So what actually can be implemented as referral links. So anybody who spun up their marketplace with the Rodeo, they can generate an infinite number of links and share that links with their friends and set up their own additional fees on top of that marketplace mechanics. And this is all, I don't know, just fits perfectly. So I wanted to just remind you about those capabilities.
That would be perfect. And I do think that we definitely want to involve other APIs. I think that having options, frankly, for whomever is spinning up this site and where to pull from and how and all those kinds of things would be wonderful. And I would love to be able to add in some of that functionality. It sounds perfect for folks that are creators that want to get the word out there, that want to share it with their friends and have them promote as well. That'd be great.
Awesome. A question for you, Alex, in the chat there about the indexer.
Yeah, so it's not the subgraph I'm talking to. It's actually extremely hard to create a subgraph that answers all the NFTs and not just NFTs in a specific contract. We're exploring that. There's this whole chat to try to come to a solution to that. We actually have an allocation from the Graph Foundation for somebody who is willing to build something like that. So like, again, if you have some ideas or interest there, we definitely need to talk about it.
All right. Thanks, Matt. All right, so next proposal, we have Indigo, who also was part of the hackathon. Indigo, do you want to give a little pitch on your proposal and kind of what you're looking to build?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the basic idea is to create visual training for visual artists. There's so much out there that doesn't really teach the way that a lot of artists learn. And so I've had a really, really hard time getting artists that I collect just in general to create NFTs that I want to collect. And I have a background as a technical trainer. So at the hackathon, I just sort of put the two ideas together and decided, maybe just like make a training that I think will get the people I want creating NFTs, creating them. And the Rarible community, just seeing how much is happening in Discord and then also the forum and just how the Rarible community works. I do see like where creating a very specific training, onboarding them with Rarible, that's broader than just, how do you use this, definitely including like, this is how you do it, like on the screen, just walking them through it step by step, which is how I make trainings. But that's broader than that. That includes that, but that also takes a step back and looks at like strategies for launching, what way of doing it actually is more likely to be successful, how you bring your offline community into the NFT space. And things like that. How do you get MetaMask and install it? And so really like taking them from start to finish in like one idea through about 10 lessons or so. And doing it in a way that is lighthearted enough to hopefully like keep them engaged and get them to actually do it and become a part of the community and enhance the overall Rarible artist community with more and more professional artists taking part.
Amazing. Thanks, Indigo. Yeah, and I was just going to say, Christy, maybe this is something you'd be interested in. I saw your comment there. So that's great. I know Indigo, I spoke to Indigo this week. She's looking for collaborators. So if any artists are on the call, they want to collaborate, I think it's a really cool initiative. And just to be clear, that these are YouTube videos, right, Indigo?
Well, so the question, maybe. So one of the things that I'm open to is just like feedback on where this would be hosted. At the hackathon, the intent was to put it on Moodle and just like, it's a free open source course platform. But then thinking about like integrating it more with Rarible, then I would be open to how you guys would want it. Is it something you'd rather have in your help section? Is it something you would rather have be like a playlist? The only thing about playlists on YouTube, like there's a way in this training, I would like it to be a slightly higher level so that there's the text component with screenshots and that way of moving through it. And there's the video component and there's questions that they would be asked and answer, like a training, right? So I'm not really sure. Yeah, so I'm still open to ideas on exactly how to present it.
Yeah, I'd love to know, Alex and Masha, like, what are your thoughts? Do do we have such training? And the other question I have in my mind is like, how does the training keep up with the platform? Because the platform's moving so fast. I guess, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and actually before he answers that, let me also just say that that's one of the reasons for doing screenshots with text in addition to video, because video is really hard to keep up today. Like you just can't keep doing little snippets, but you can swap out text and put in a new screenshot really easily anytime.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. Have you explored, so I think the visual education concept is a must. We have started doing something. There is an 18 minutes video on how to use Rarible platform, and that alone sounds like crazy. It's 18 minutes. I know attention span of an average person.
Oh, we lost you a bit there. But yeah, 18 minutes is very long. Are you back?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, I'm back. So attention span these days is not nearly close to 18 minutes. So I wanted to ask you if you have explored some more, I don't know, of a short-term formats. I think Instagram stories or I don't know, TikTok videos can be a perfect example. Have you tried to look into some of those?
I think that short would be hard to achieve, but the plan is more like around 6-minute videos. And when I was in the hackathon, like of the ones that we got to they did fall at about 6 minutes. Like teaching someone how to install Secure and use MetaMask can be done in like 6 minutes. And then some of the lessons I think can be done just purely with screenshots and text and not video, because it just doesn't really lend itself to something to show on the screen. And so those would also be ones where I would try to like, get the estimated time to go through it to be about 6 minutes. And typically in training, we want to be at 10 minutes or less. Like that's kind of the sweet spot and not for the whole training, just like for one lesson.
I think it would probably be great to have like the video version and then the text version as well, because different people perceive information like different ways, and visual like video sometimes is difficult for people. But yeah, if there could be like a video version and a text version that we could collaborate on, maybe that would be fantastic. That would be just upgradable and updated all the time.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Okay, just for the sake of time here, we have 20 minutes left. Originally, I was hoping to do like these breakout rooms where we could have more intimate conversations, but it looks like the settings I changed in Zoom didn't get deployed or something. I'm not sure, or it's likely have to do with the Zoom link that we use specifically for this call. So we're going to try that next week. We're going to try something a little bit more intimate where we can get to know each other a bit and like, have some real human discussion. So for the rest of this call, we're going to keep going over some of the proposal ideas that are in the pipeline. So we have Nifty DM, we have Mintgate, and then I forget what the name of the project is that I'm supposed to introduce, but it's around wash trading and some tools around removing that. So let's start with Nifty DM. We have 20 minutes left, so let's keep it fairly short to 5 minutes each, and let's try to run through those three. So Nifty DM, Derek, are you here? Or Tech? I don't know who's talking. I see Tech here. Maybe we'll just wait until he's back. Lewis from Mintgate. Or Jonathan, are you talking?
I can present. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I will. We just posted up our proposal. Now drop it into the chat here. Yeah. So we're Mintgate. We've been active since last July, and what we focus on is token protected content. We're trying to create this agnostic technology that works on any blockchain for any type of token, for any type of content, to take that content and lock that content to a particular token. So if you're a token holder, you own the particular token, you can gain access to any type of content. So today we try to support, today we support a lot of different platforms. We support YouTube, we support Google Map links, we support APIs, we support data downloads, and all this is done also through a secure CDN cloud network that we've built, so that when users lock up content behind some sort of link, that link goes through this secure CDN layer, so that when users gain access to the link, they never actually see the original source of the link. It goes through this scrubbing cloud proxy. So you have to own the token in order to gain access to the link. You can't just easily take that link once you have access to it and share it around. If users try to share it, they will get a message saying, hey, you've got to own this token in order to gain access to this content. Once you gain access to once you have the token and you can gain access to the content, we have a variety of different embedded players. So we provide a really good seamless experience to then enjoy and see the content that's locked behind the link. I'm really excited about the possibility of integrating what Mintgate has built as a technology into the Rarible protocol, so that as part of the protocol, you can define a link that or any sort of content that you want to have locked behind a token that you are creating on the Rarible protocol, so that once so this just becomes a seamless integration. This kind of transforms the Rarible protocol into enabling sort of like a Patreon or OnlyFans like platform. Between Mintgate and Rarible protocol together, I think this makes a very strong partnership between us. So the proposal I posted up is proposes twofold changes on between both platforms. One is Mintgate will support the Rarible protocol as our native technology, so that anytime users on our platform are creating tokens, they're using the Rarible protocol, minting those tokens directly onto the Rarible protocol, which adds value. And then on the Rarible protocol side, we'll define a spec that if you decide to define a piece of content or link that you want to hide if the user owns the content, that will go through the Mintgate protocol. We'll also provide a widget that can be easily dropped into any platform that is using. We'll provide a widget that any partner that wants to enable the creation of tokens with protected links can easily bring in this widget. It can be like a simple React widget that's just drop in, where you can define the content that you want to upload along with the creation of the token. That way, Rarible.com or any partners using the protocol have this really simple way of integrating and adding token protected content. So that's at a high level, and I'm really super excited about this proposal. I think together this really empowers the Rarible protocol to act like a full alternative to Web 2 platforms like Patreon or OnlyFans.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. And I'd love to open up any questions.
Yeah. One question from the audience. Sorry, there's too many proposals and not enough time. So we'll have to think about how to manage these calls moving forward. But any questions from the audience? One question. All right. Maybe just type your questions in the chat if you have any, and we can move on.
I'll also drop my social information into chat. So if anyone wants to take up conversations offline, I will make myself available.
Great.
Thanks, folks.
Yeah, I could imagine this could work really cool with what Rodeo's doing too, because you could launch these little storefronts, permission content. It could be pretty interesting.
Yes.
All right. Vitae, are you around? I see you. I'm not sure if you're listening. Hello. Vitae, there you are.
Yes. I mean, since I'm a bit sick today, I asked Saravanan to present it. So
Okay.
he's also there. And yeah, hello, Saravanan.
Hey.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, we can hear you.
Transferring the call to me, and I have a. Yeah, can you able to hear me now?
Yeah. You're a little bit broken up.
I mean, there should be some issues with my internet here.
Okay, I think you might be good. Let's try it.
Can you able to hear now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, perfect.
Go for it.
Yes. Yeah, thanks. I mean, Eric, can you do me a favor? Can you make Ajay Prashant, who is also part of a team, to share a screen?
AJ, was it AJ you wanted?
Ajay
Yes,
Prashant
AJ.
/ Bitcrunch. Yeah, Ajay Bitcrunch.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Ajay, can you share the screen presentation first page? Yeah, real quick. Ajay, can you able to?
I'm
screen
seeing AJ's screen.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it.
Move to the
Ajay,
presentation.
this is not the screen. Can you pull up the presentation screen?
yeah.
I mean, sorry for the mess, guys. There should be some connectivity issues. Yeah, or I can walk you through the presentation. Just give me a minute. I'll share my screen. Sorry for the mess.
I think I shared the screen.
Did you bring up the first presentation screen here?
Presentation
Yeah.
tab. Ajay, presentation tab.
Yeah, Ajay, better close your screen. I can present the screen here. Eric, please don't mind. Can you make me a host to allow me to share the screen?
Yeah, you should be able to share now, I think.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Can you guys able to see my screen here?
Yeah, and just a time check. So it's 10:50.
Sure.
5 minutes because we have to end with 5.
I'll
we're gonna
make
need
it
5
less
minutes.
than 5. Yeah. So at first, thanks again, Eric, for providing us the opportunity to present in front of the community. To introduce ourselves, this is Saravanan Jayachandran, and I'm one of the co-founders of a company called. We do some cool stuff with the blockchain data. And the agenda for the call is like a little bit of background about what we are, the problem which are working, and the problems, solution, and the unit economics associated with that, and the demo. So right now we have been working on a couple of problems. The first thing is like wash trading.
Saravanan, you're breaking up a lot.
Guys, I would recommend.
Yes, we move it to the next call, Eric. We move it to the next call. Can someone mute Saravanan?
Yeah, I'm trying to here.
The major prohibition in the.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to end this. All right, so yeah, I think that what we should do is just
presentation's not working, guys.
Let's move to the next call, Eric.
Yeah, I don't. There we go. Okay.
We'll have to give it another shot next week.
Yeah, no worries. We'll try that again next week.
Yeah, so sorry for that, Eric. I fell sick, so I couldn't present. That is why I made a backup.
No worries. Yeah, I think there was a lot of really interesting things talked about this call. So thanks everyone who was part of this. There's a few things. So there's 2 presentations that didn't have time today. So we're gonna have to, moving forward, we're gonna have to find a format that works, because I would expect more proposals, the number of proposals to actually start increasing. So we're gonna have to rethink how we're gonna go about these calls. If we have more than 1 call a week, or maybe we just we just change the format. I'm not sure what that looks like, but I'd be happy to hear from the community what they're thinking. Masha, I know Masha had something to say. Do you want to?
Yeah, just a really quick
things?
note. I'm gonna, just as a quick reminder, I'm sharing the link to the DAO newsletter. We have a regular Rarible newsletter, but we also set up a dedicated DAO newsletter. So please feel free to subscribe. And also, starting from the next week, it would be great to have maybe someone contribute and make notes for the call. We're happy to feature that in the regular newsletter. So yeah, if somebody wants to do that, please send me a note. I can be reached at, I'm gonna send my Telegram probably here. Yeah, so just drop me a line, and yeah, would be great to have you on there.
Yeah, and I think it would also make a really easy proposal to the DAO if you want to like do some admin activities like that. It might make a simple proposal, and I'm sure people in the community would support it, because it's definitely value add. So all right, 5 more minutes. Any other business or any other thoughts on what's on people's minds?
Did we talk with BitCrunch about Content ID, their system for analyzing the images already?
Yes, Alex. That is also in the picture. I mean, we wanted to present wash trading since we had concrete numbers for this call, but unfortunately the internet didn't give us the way. But nevertheless, we'll present both the ideas. But before that, we would love to post it to the community first, and then see their reaction before taking it to the call.
Yeah, so we look forward to that. Anything else from anyone?
Thank you for setting it up.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. It was really great. Great
Yeah,
call.
thanks, guys. It's really cool to see. Like,
Great
yeah.
turnout, 30 people. Really awesome.
Thanks, everyone. I'm excited to be part of this, guys.
Nice to meet you. Yeah,
nice to meet you too. See ya.
Thank you, Eric, for inviting. We're probably gonna see each other next week.
Yeah.
This setup as well. So
yeah, for
thanks.
sure.
Bye bye.